Hey, everybody, it's Kitchen Table Conversations, guys. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm glad to see everybody on this cold Monday evening. It is really, really cold. I hope y'all layering up, bundling up, all that good stuff. I still got a sweater on. I'm about to freeze. How's everybody doing? Y'all come on in, like and share. We're gonna get this conversation going in a second. Man, we have got an awesome couple awesome guests on here tonight. Our first guest will be Miss Katherine Waldon, awesome young lady, right here in West Tuscaloosa, man, doing some great things. We got her on, and right after that, we got Mr. Sam Badger, awesome young man from right over in the Alberta area, running for District 6. Nope. I'm sorry, District 5. I'm sorry, District 5. I'm trying to look at two different things, do two different things at the same time. We got Catherine in District 1 and Sam in District 5. So we need you to like and share, invite your friends, tell everybody, hey, let's listen to what these candidates got to say. Let's listen to their platform, and then we can make our own educated judgment on who to vote for on March 2nd, right here in the city of Tuscaloosa. So let me holler at everybody that's on here. What's up, Roger? How you doing? What up, Sam? You didn't come to our meeting, Sam. I'm gonna tell you up about that now. Marvin Coley, what's up, dude? Sean Bell, how you doing? Yeah, thank you. Like and share. Shout out to our title sponsor here on Kitchen Table Conversation is the Coley All-State Agency right there on Hargrove Road. Go by and see Michelle Coley for all your insurance needs, life insurance, car insurance, home, and auto. Go by and see Michelle. It's right there on Hargrove Road. Just going on down, you'll see it. It's sitting right there on the right. I'm not going to pull up nobody else, but it's right there on Hargrove Road. Her number's on the screen, 205-561-1973. You can call her and get your quote on the phone. She can chat with you. You go to the office or what have you. But yeah, go get all your insurance needs right there at Michelle Coley All-State Agency. Now, I'm finna prepare to bring on my first guest. My first guest tonight is Miss Katherine Waldon. She's a candidate for District 1 Tuscaloosa City Council. She's an educator in Tuscaloosa. She's a mama. I seen her little baby earlier was tan. He was just tearing up everything. She's just tearing up everything. So I want to welcome everybody to Miss Katherine Waldon. Hey, Katherine, how you doing?
Hello, how are you?
I'm great. It's good to see you again.
Yep.
You staying warm, ma'am?
I am.
That's good.
This new cold weather. See, I thought we was getting warm, and now it turned back on us. So
no, Alabama fool you. You'll be 75 degrees one day and 25 the next. So yeah,
yep.
that's how we get out.
Yep.
Everything going good with you?
Yeah, everything's been cool. Teaching in a pandemic, something different. But hey,
how was that going? I hate to get off topic, but how was that going?
It's going good. I mean, I tell my kids every day. They like, hey, Miss Waldon, you not trying to be at home. Like, hey, if y'all here, y'all want to learn, I'm gonna be here to teach. I mean, it's really that simple. I mean, I know shoot, Corey teach too, so it's 2 times. But shoot, I had COVID back in the fall. My little girl had it too. We made it through, so just day by day. Yeah.
Well, that's a blessing that you made it through, and it's also a blessing that you put up with your husband every day in, day out. Cause coach, it can be a handful. I know that's my buddy. But let's jump right into it. Okay. Katherine, the first, explain to everybody who is Katherine for ones that don't know you or hadn't heard of you or what have you. Explain who you are and where you're from and all that kind of good stuff.
Okay, cool. So Katherine Waldon. First and foremost, I am a child of God. I gotta give God all the glory. He's why I'm here today. He's why I'm here. I'm seeking this council position. So my faith is rooted in Him, and in everything I do, I try to make sure it aligns with His will for my life. I am a wife, as you've already said, going on 5 years to the best man on the planet in my book. I'm a mother as well to a 29-week miracle baby. She just turned 2 years old. What else? I am a graduate of the University of Alabama. My bachelor's is in political science and English. And my master's is in public administration with a concentration in education and public policy. So Roll Tide. I am the co-founder of Saturday Academy, which is a summer Saturday enrichment and remediation program for middle school students. It's free. We host it at our church, where I also serve on the strategy team, and me and Corey serve as the assistant youth and children directors for our programs at our church. As you've already stated, a teacher. It took me a while to get here, but I feel like I'm in the right space now. So I've been teaching for 2 years now at Bryant High School as a 12th grade English teacher. And that's really me. Involved in several organizations, Junior League Tuscaloosa. I'm a member of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated, Benjamin Barnes Advisory Council. So yeah, that's it.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Miss Waldon, what church you go to?
New Harvest Church of God, Pastor Anderson
Okay.
Walker.
Oh yeah, yeah. You might be all right. You might be all right.
Might be.
You might be all right. But listen, couple questions.
Okay.
When we look at a candidate, we try to look over their whole life and see what made them get to the point where they wanted to run for some kind of political office. Right. What are some of your accomplishments in life that made you want to get to this point, that you wanted to seek office in the city?
Okay, so I guess it's always been somewhere in the back of my mind. I started out in college. Again, my major was political science and English. At that point, I was going to law school. My parents wanted me to go to law school. That was the plan for me, or the plan that they had for me. And at some point in undergrad, I decided that no, I wanted to work and live in my community and serve my community immediately. And I didn't want to go to law school and go that way. So anyway, I jumped right into my job. So I interned in undergrad because I thought I was going to law school at the Tuscaloosa County District Attorney's Office. Through that, I was hired on with a former district attorney as her executive assistant, and then the alternative sentencing program coordinator. So long story short, that program is phased out, but it's now evolved to what they call the second chance program. And that's exactly what it is. It gives people with minor drug offenses a second chance. They go through community service, they stay gainfully employed, and if they graduate from that program, that charge is dismissed from their record. So through that, I was like, okay, that it started getting something kind of going in me. And then from there, I transitioned to the Boys and Girls Club of West Alabama and started off as a summer camp counselor. And then they hired me on as their program director. And I got to work with the teenage age group. So fell in love with them. Have always loved kids, but never thought education was the role for me. So again, just God, of course, moving and trying to orchestrate, different things in my environment to get me where I needed to be. And then from there, I went to my master's program, and one of my classes was about minorities in politics. And my professor was really ingrained into the community. He was really abreast with the city of Tuscaloosa's city council, and he encouraged us to go to council meetings and anything that we could do to get involved, voter registration drives, anything that allowed us to see how the local government worked. He was adamant about how change starts at the local level. So I think that's where it was truly ignited. In the midst of all that, I met Corey at a Central High School football game, and we got close, and we talked about his hometown. He grew up in Hayes Court. We talked about that. I mentored several children from Oakdale Central Elementary, and all of that just kind of worked together. And me and Corey decided that as soon as we got settled, as soon as we were ready to plant our roots, it would be in District 1. So all those things kind of combined together just made me realize that I wanted to serve my community. And then every year it kind of got a little bit bigger. And so I think that's why I'm here now, is that it's time and I'm ready to serve.
That's awesome to be able to meet your soulmate here and plant roots in the district that he grew up in, and something that probably brought a lot of pleasure to you coming up, being an educator, going to school, and all that kind of stuff. That's good to know that you want to serve in that community in a capacity where it's not about making any money. It's not about making strides for higher political aspirations, which I don't know if you have them or not, but it's all about service to the community, because I see that and I appreciate that. Uh, Next question. Every politician has a platform, has an agenda, and
Yeah.
all, and they'll show you the moon or show you the stars, but end up giving you the top of the trees.
Right.
So, Captain Waldon, what is your plans for District 1?
Okay. So I like that you stated that, your plans, they have to be attainable. They have to be well thought out. And that's one thing that I really established from the very beginning is a lot of the things that I want to focus on are things that I've had some experience in the past. So I wouldn't say an expert, but I kind of know how to get them going from the very beginning. So I'll start from the top. Public safety. I, as you know, serve 12th graders. They are practically adults in the community, and their view on law enforcement is not positive. I think we all understand that, and we know that, and not just with our youth, just in Western community in general. I really want to work on cultivating more positive relationships between our public safety and our community. I think that collaboration is key, and relationships really do matter, especially in that sense. So I know they're already making strides with several of the mayor's committees to really work on that. And I want to work with them, advocate for that, push for that. And also the alignment of our public safety department and the criminal justice system. I have, unfortunately, students that get involved in the criminal justice system, and they kind of fall off from there. I want to make sure that when and if they get involved, or if they get involved, that they are not, they have the resources they need to transition from that and not be a reoffender, or what we call recidivism. And that goes for adult court too. I think that we need resources when they get into that position to make sure that they don't repeat the same offenses again and end up back in that same situation. I've worked through workforce development, through my time at the district attorney's office, with doing just that, making sure people had the resources and our children had the resources that the juvenile detention center, so that they don't repeat the same crimes and that they're still able to have a life afterwards, still obtain an education, still graduate, still work, all those good things. My second thing is economic and workforce development. I think that we can all agree that District 1 has some land use issues. And what I mean by that is that we are a majority industrial and residential. So we don't have a lot of commercial land. We don't have, and so that's kind of a showstopper when it comes to attracting business. So addressing that so that we can get more businesses, we can attract more businesses. There's hopefully the Western Riverwalk expansion will also attract some businesses, taking care of the businesses that are already there as well, making sure that we have equitable business practices as we recruit businesses, supporting minority businesses, especially with the pandemic. So that's important for me. And then the workforce development part kind of stems out of that, making sure people have jobs, making sure people have the job training that they need so that they can work and live in their communities. My next priority is connectivity, which essentially is community engagement and intergovernmental relationships. And so I want to make sure that I'm as transparent as I can be with the community, that I am accessible. That's really important for me, and that I can continue to receive ongoing training so that I make sure that I'm doing the best job that I can for District 1. And when I say community engagement, I mean monthly, bi-monthly, quarterly meetings in our community, talking to the constituents, talking to the community, making sure that I'm bringing everything that they have concerns for to the city council. into the city, making sure that they're heard, making sure they feel heard, making sure they know that they can call me and they can reach me, and that if I'm not reachable, that I'll get back to them. And then last but not least, as I've been canvassing, I've been meeting so many seniors, and I know that District 1 is rich in history, but I have met some historical figures. It's amazing. And really the people that paved the way for me to even be here today and for me to obtain the education that I did and for me to run for city council. And we need to make sure that we're taking care of our seniors and that they have a good quality of life. And that's anywhere from transportation. The city's working on a transportation plan. Well, they finished the study, but it's a 5-year capital plan, making sure that transportation plan meets the needs of our seniors, make sure they have access to just basic needs like good heat in the winter, good air quality in the summer, access to groceries, transportation to doctor's appointments, ways to see their family members if they would like to, of course, post-COVID. But that's my last thing is just making sure that we're taking care of our seniors. And that's it.
That's a great platform. I think you have all the capabilities to make that happen. But one thing you did say about well, two things. I'm gonna address the first one: juvenile justice opportunities, or juvenile address the crime rate, crime in Tuscaloosa, in West Tuscaloosa, in that area. What specifically different? We understand about the job opportunities, developmental training, breaking down recidivism and stuff like that. Well, what specifically can we do to stop some of this youth crime? Because that's basically what it is. The youth in our city that's acting on. What specifically ideas do you have that through the city council relationships and partnerships that you'll have obtained at this point? What can you do?
I believe first and foremost, we got to get them something positive to do. I am in full support of a new Benjamin Barnes YMCA. That's my position on that. I feel like they are that organization, or that specifically, that branch is what gives our students something to do. I call them students because in reference to me, they're students. But our youth, our youth, that's what gives them something to do in their downtime. I remember growing up, we had a church or an after-school program on every corner, free or close to free, and they were our safe place. They were where we went and we got after-school care. But we also built relationships, and that was actually a place where I even built relationships with some law enforcement because they came after school to meet all the kids because they wanted to be a part of the community. So one, giving them something to do was important. And then two, my biggest thing is that we're very reactive. Okay. We see a student or a child or a youth commit a crime or do something that they shouldn't have done, and then we're sweeping in trying to recover. What can we do proactively? And I think that that's where education comes in. That's where our faith-based organizations come in, our churches, our nonprofits, our for-profits. This is where they all come in, and we all bring our resources to the table. As an educator, I spend more time with some of my kids than their parents or their grandparents do. I have that ability to say, hey, something's not right here. Let's get to this before they do something that they shouldn't do. And it could be anything. It doesn't necessarily have to mean they're about to commit a crime, but we can get into mental health and all that kind of stuff. But again, being proactive, bringing all these resources to the table ahead of time. I'm on the education subcommittee with the mayor, and that's one of the main things we're addressing is the crime. And I do want to say, though, that District 1, contrary to a popular belief, we don't have the highest crime rate in the city of Tuscaloosa. And it's highlighted, though, and it's seen more because, one, usually it's involving a young person, and justifiably so, that's concerning. And then two, more than likely it's a harsher crime. So it's not a DUI or something of that nature, and it involves violence. So, but yes, being proactive instead of reactive, and then giving them something to do, giving them that hope. I know Dr. Lombard, I'll never forget, they'll be what they see. We have to show them what they can be.
Right, that is so prevalent. And question two for me, I'm gonna just piggyback off a question that was brought on the chat, the live chat.
Okay.
With you talked about our seniors, and
Hmm.
we got to make sure they're taken care of because
Right.
they are the ones that really brought the community to where it is now, from working
Absolutely.
class citizens and stuff like that. And now in their golden years, we need to really take care of them. So we know with the Riverwalk expansion and
Hmm.
MLK Stillman Boulevard expansion, we see gentrification going on. How do you feel
Hmm.
about some of that that's forcing out some of these seniors that live in those areas? How do you feel about that project going forward, the gentrification in District 1?
Absolutely. So, as we know, we have, neighborhood revitalization is a key for a lot of people. And sometimes it's gentrification is sugar coated as neighborhood revitalization. I do believe that the Western Riverwalk is a much needed project in District 1. From my knowledge, um, those along that pathway were not forced out. And I could be, and again, I'm not on the inner workings of that. And I can, and if I am corrected, and I stand corrected. However, I was told that they were presented the future plans and what their options were. Now, of course, they made probably selling appeasing, as most property is the process of that and how that goes. But relocation is the thing for me, where they provided somewhere to relocate. Um, the process of that, was it an expedited process? Did they give them time? Did they give them fair notice? That's more of a concern for me, is that yes, it's a needed project. I'm happy to see it happening. I hope that it's done right, and I hope that I'm there to make sure that it is done right. Um, and again, that's going to get us to our future goals and where we want to go for District 1. And so, if those people were given a plan, they were properly notified, they were given a place for relocation, that it wasn't down outside of the city or the county, then I think that it's okay.
Okay, all right. Last question. We had a question from the gallery once again.
Okay.
How involved have you been with residents or any community services involving District 1 in the past?
So, as I stated a little bit before, so since high school, I've been a mentor at Oakdale Elementary School. And I sorry, I see the comments coming up too now. But anyway, I got sidetracked. But since that point, and then from there, me and Corey founded Saturday Academy, and our church is located on the south side of town. However, 90% of the students that we serve every summer, and we didn't this past summer due to COVID, but 90% of the students that we service are from families that live in District 1. And my several of my mentees that I serve and that I still have a relationship with are from that side of town. Also, through my past job experience, so through District Attorney's Office, the Chamber of Commerce of West Alabama, and Workforce Development, we held several job fairs on this side of town. We've partnered with Stillman College, with several of our community organizations in District 1. Tuscaloosa is one place for job training. And I believe that I've been involved in District 1 and working alongside District 1 for many years.
Okay, Catherine, last question
Okay.
with the last 5 minutes. Um, Tell us why residents of District 1 should vote for Catherine Waldon. We know we got two or three other people running, and
Hmm.
they got a long history with the previous person that was in this spot. So
Absolutely.
why should the residents of District 1 vote for you? You have the floor.
Okay. I believe that the residents of District 1 should vote for me because my heart is here in District 1. Regardless of the results of the election on March 2nd, I'm here. I'm ready to see District 1 grow. I'm ready to see District 1 reach its fullest potential. We've made progress in the past. However, we have some untapped potential and we have so much more work to do. I am willing and ready, and I believe trained and educated in order to do that. I am excited about the future of District 1. I pledge to be devoted and to be accessible and to be transparent, and to use every skill, every gift that God has given me to push District 1 forward. I'm happy to have this opportunity, and I hope that if I haven't met you or talked to you, that I can earn your vote for March 2nd.
Katherine, I appreciate you coming on tonight. I know you got to put them babies to bed. And I put coach in the babies category because he act like one sometimes. That's my buddy. I can talk about him like that.
Yes.
I know you got to put them babies to bed. So thank you for coming on. We appreciate all the hard work.
Pell, real quick,
Yes, ma'am. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I wasn't able to see the comments at first, but there's an Emily something on here that she has a question.
Okay.
Really
Okay,
quick.
Go ahead.
She asked me what my thoughts are on the spread of COVID in the county jail. I am very much aware of those conditions. I mean, our jails were overcrowded anyway prior to COVID. And I have been following what's been going on about the lack of transparency or the lack of medical help that's being addressed in the county jail, and we can do more. And I know that it's a county facility. However, it's in the city limits, and we need health professionals there. We need to address those that are in there for minor offenses, possibly being released. From my understanding, we don't know what the numbers are as in regards to if they have enough PPE and things of that nature. And I believe all those things need to be addressed.
Wow, that's I was just looking at that and I was like, wow, I was gonna tell you, I encourage you to engage with after your segment is over, engage on the live chat.
Okay.
Answer some of the questions and engage with the people that's on because they want to know. They want to know. Okay. So once again, thank you, Miss Katherine, for coming on. And you got anything else you want to say?
No.
You got two whole minutes.
Yes, thank you for allowing me to come on. Again, I'm engaged with anybody, and hey, we got some flyers, some yard signs, my District 1 people. Let me bring one to your house if I haven't yet. Okay, but thank you, Mr. Pep. Good to see you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Hey, everybody. Hey, that was Miss Katherine Waldon, candidate for District 1 City Council. Hey, she got some great ideas, and she's been working in the community. She's an educator. So now you engage with her. You see she was on social media. I encourage you to contact her. I think she has a website or something like that. If not, you just contact her on Facebook. Engage with her right now if you want to. Because we got to talk to our part. We got to talk to these candidates. We got to know where they're coming from. We got to make an educated judgment. All right, guys. Our next candidate, our next person that's coming on is Mr. Sam. I'm probably butchering this man's name. Badger. Okay, that's right. He looking at me like, yeah, that's it. Sam Badger, District 5 City Council candidate. So I'm gonna bring him on right now. Hey, Sam, what's going on, man?
Hey, I'm just hanging out. I enjoyed watching Mrs. Waldon's conversation, and I look forward to talking to you for the first time.
Awesome, man. Hey, man, it's nice to meet you. It's refreshing to see some young folks get out here and try to play this political game. This life game we call politics. That's crazy. It's crazy I even say that, but yeah, man. How you doing? What's going on with you?
I'm doing pretty well. I don't know. I was doing some door knocking earlier today. Made my usual weekly grocery run and just doing some chores around the house. Nothing too crazy today.
Okay, awesome. Now, Sam, we don't hold no punches on this show. I don't know how familiar you are with the show, but we don't hold no punches. And you're a new cat, so we're gonna have to give it to you just a little bit.
Yeah, that's all right. Bring it on.
I ain't gonna do you too bad. So, Sam, to start off, man, let everybody know, the audience that's watching, who you are and who is Sam. Who is Sam?
Okay, so and I'm laughing because this has been the main crux of criticisms that have been leveled against me so far. My background and my age are probably the two main things. So I'm a university student. I am 19 years old. I guess you could call me a sophomore at UA. I study political science and economics. I hope to get a master's in public administration as well. And I guess if I were to describe myself, I would say I'm an activist / community organizer, I would say. I was pretty big in the Bernie Sanders campaign. That was kind of where I got my start in politics and that sort of thing. I even ran to be a Bernie Sanders delegate in the 2020 National Convention in Congressional District 7 back last March, actually. So that was kind of how I got my start. I've founded different clubs at the university. I've been involved in more than that. I tried organizing around COVID and trying to kind of develop a network of different student organizations responding to COVID and making sure the university was addressing the needs at the time back way probably April or May of last year. So yeah, I mean that's what I'm about. I guess I don't know. Is that a good introduction? Is there anything I missed there?
No, you hey, it's your introduction. You can say whatever you want to say. So Samuel was saying that you're a student. Where are you originally from? I don't know if I missed that. You originally from?
I'm from Michigan originally.
Where in Michigan?
Detroit, a suburb of Detroit, Plymouth.
Plymouth. Oh wow, my aunt lives in Belleville. Actually, I'll be there tomorrow.
Really? That's very close.
Yeah. Yep. That's right up the road. Right up the road. Now next question, Sam. Now you talked about you being involved in the Bernie Sanders campaign. You talked about what you do at the university. So what life? I know I don't want to say life accomplishment because you're a young cat, but what? Let me see. Let me back up. You're a young man. I'm sorry. What life accomplishments? What things have you done that you have accomplished to make you get to the point where you want to run for District 5? Because I'm honest, you run against a stable in that community. So
yeah. Can I address a question in the comments?
Go right ahead.
So Raytanya Hughes, Mr. Badger, do you plan on residing in Tuscaloosa long term? Yes. I would not be running for this position if I did not plan on representing this community long term and living in the community long term. That would be very immoral and not really right at all. So yes, I would not have made the decision to enter this race if I did not plan on living in District 5. Now, I think the main thing that I would say to your question, Rodney, is I don't think the personal figure of me is that important in this race. And I'll explain why. It's really more of a movement to make sure that the people of District 5 are getting their needs met. It doesn't really matter who would be, it's going to be my name on the ballot, but it could be anyone else, anyone else with this mentality. And basically the people of District 5 are not getting their needs met. I mean, the infrastructure is in complete disrepair. There's blight all throughout the neighborhoods, and gentrification is an existential threat. And, Councilman Tyner, he's been there for, I think, since 1997, and he's asking folks, I believe, for his 7th reelection, 7 times. And my thing is, when I knock on doors and I hear people say that, we've been asking for streetlights in Alberta City for 7-8 years, and then, Mr. Tyner wants, a 7th term, those things don't gel with me. I don't think that's right. And I think what we need is more responsive government, and I think what we need is a more community-oriented government. And I think the gentrification thing is probably the biggest issue, although infrastructure is up there as well. But yeah, that trend needs to be reversed immediately. But yeah, and as far as my personal credentials, if we really want to go there, I mean, I've knocked on hundreds, probably close to 1,000 doors at this point since December. I've talked with the people. I ask pretty much every single person I talk to, what what do you think could be improved in your neighborhood? And I've gotten that feedback. Like when I say this stuff, it's not just me, bringing it out of thin air. It's what I'm hearing from the people. It's what I'm hearing from them. And if you have personal reservations about a 19-year-old being on city council, I mean, I think that's it's a personal taste thing. I can't really tell you that's wrong. But I would say if a 18-year-old was not capable of doing it, it would not be illegal, or would not be legal for an 18-year-old to run. Like there are different age limits for different offices. You go to Congress, you cannot be 18 and run for Congress. You have to be 25 because they have determined that, a 25-year-old is the minimum requirement. So, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't. The age thing don't bother me. It's more of notoriety.
Yeah.
And what you can and can't get accomplished, because politics is all about relationships. And if you're willing to build relationships, I think you can get a lot accomplished. But that takes time, and it takes friendships. That takes going to events. That takes a lot of stuff. So I encourage you to continue to build relationships, regardless what happens in the election. I encourage you to build those relationships so you can be effective in whatever you do, whether it's city council, whether it's going back to Michigan running for mayor, or what have you. I encourage you to build a relationship. Now, third question. Let me see if we got anybody in the chat with any questions. Okay, nope, not yet. Next question is, what are your plans for District 5? Because like you said, Councilman Tyner been there for a long time. So what can Sam bring to the table that puts you over the top, that want everybody to vote for you?
I mean, I think the infrastructure is first and foremost. The roads, and I've talked to different people. There are different needs for different neighborhoods in the district. By certain areas and the longer streets over by like 3rd, 4th, 2nd, even, down towards Kicker Road, they could use some sidewalks, in my opinion. And that's especially true on the other side of 25th, even. You're going over to, I forget what the neighborhood's called. It's like Ashbury or Alamont. There's some real long roads, and kids got to walk to school. I mean, they could use sidewalks and that sort of thing. A lot of different areas in the district seem to be wanting speed bumps. There's some very hilly parts, and reducing traffic speed in some of these areas is pivotal to, the safety of children and making sure, children have a good opportunity to play. Also with that is the street lights. I mean, you were talking with Mrs. Waldon about, crime and how to prevent crime. In some parts of Alberta, now I understand that, Alberta is doing better in regards to crime than it was years ago. However, I would say I think the statistics are somewhat misleading. A lot of the crime goes unreported. And I can tell you that for sure because I've knocked on every door in that section of Alberta City, and they have told me it's a problem substantially. You're looking at, what was I going to say? You're looking at, basically a lot of theft, and then you also have gang activity and that sort of thing. And for something like theft, like streetlights would go a long way, right? I mean, you're less likely to rob a place if there's adequate lighting, so you're less afraid. Do you have any ideas? Hold on. What's your approach to policing, from Mike Altman? What do you think about the mayor's Project Unity? So for the policing approach, I would say that when it comes to
let's talk about that, Sam. What's your thoughts and views on that?
Yeah, so if you have been driving by Snow Hinton Park over the past couple months, you will see me marching for Black Lives with the T-Town Freedom Marchers on a few Sundays. And I was also, big into those protests back in Michigan as well, because I was, stuck there because of the coronavirus. And I think the main thing is we need to switch from a punitive system to a prevention system and a more social work minded system. Now, what do I mean by that? And I hate to say it like this, but a man with a gun or a woman with a gun is not the best thing for every situation. Now, you do need that person sometimes, right? I mean, you talk about a burglary or armed robbery or like a murder case or something. There, you probably need someone with a weapon. But, if you're talking about, getting calls from someone who's considering suicide or different disputes at the home and that sort of thing, is someone who, would it be better for someone who's trained in social work or, you know, weapons and, I don't know, de-escalation, I guess you could say. I mean, what do you think would be better in that situation? I would say social work and that stuff. I also think when you're looking at a place like Alberta, I was told that a lot of the times police are afraid to even drive into that neighborhood, you know, for fear of, you know, I guess being attacked or whatever, you know, they say. And I think there needs to be some kind of reckoning, and we need to come together as a community and solve this issue, because you can't have that. And I think part of that is we need to be setting up some kind of apparatus where the community can come together and discuss and report crimes, as well as provide some kind of method for dispute resolution. So the city just trained multiple mental health officers. That's good. I mean, that's a good change, you know, to respond to Jaycon Winter's question. So my thoughts on student housing, can I do that?
Yeah, go ahead. Hey, you answer the question, brother. I'm gonna ask him, but you can answer. Go ahead.
Well, it's your show, you know. I didn't want to
Save me from some talk time. Go ahead.
So my thoughts on student housing, not a big fan. Not a big fan. Gonna keep it honest with you guys. I mean, you can go into Alberta and you can already see the effects of this. Over by the, what is it? It's the yellow gas station. What's the brand? It doesn't matter much, but there's an Allied.
Yeah, we don't call no brands out now.
Yeah, there's an Allied. There's a student apartment complex, and you know they're going for about $2,500 a month, and no one actually living in the community. Not no one, but you know what I'm saying. The vast majority of people who are born and raised in Alberta cannot afford this level. It's not really helping solving housing issues, and in fact, it's counterproductive because it's causing gentrification. You know, it's causing gentrification. And I want people to understand, if you're a renter in Alberta, and I'm not just like fear mongering here, like if things are on the current trend and development continues as fast as it's going on these student apartment complex, you might be a renter in Holt in 20 years. Understand what I'm saying. We need to be investing in actual homes, you know, that people will buy and own and live in. And I'm not a big fan of the expansion of student apartments, you know, and that's just my mentality. But yeah.
Yeah, I want to ask you. Now we know since the tornado back when, that it really decimated Alberta in a way. It decimated the Leland Lane shopping center, and decimated a lot of housing areas. And I like your ideas when it comes to permanent housing, life housing, what they call it, life home. So what are your plans to bring businesses, sustainable businesses, to District 5?
So I would say if we can prioritize it, I would go local business over attracting, you know, big multinational corporations any day of the week. Now, I do think we could use perhaps a better grocery store, perhaps more over by the Kicker Road area, like up in the more northern part, because you know Piggly Wiggly is cheap, but you know we're not talking, or maybe I shouldn't say this, but you know, we need fresh produce, fresh, you know, meats, fresh this thing for people to eat. And you know, certain areas might be cheap, but I think it's better, you know, for public health if we have better quality food and that sort of thing. Now, I would also say I don't think I'm not going to take any of my options as a, you know, a government official off the table. You know, if we need to use tax incentives to get small businesses to show up, then we do that. You know, if we need to use, I don't know, some kind of penalty to discourage behavior we don't want, then we'll use some kind of penalty. I'm leaving all options on the table for that sort of thing. And I think when you start doing development, it kind of feeds more development, because then there's more activity in the area. It's therefore more attractive to business owners and that sort of thing. But yeah, I think we need, you know, good high-paying jobs in Alberta, and we should have some kind of, you know, shopping area kind of better than we currently have. And I think that would help the community a lot. Because really, I mean, if you look at the whole district, it's really mostly residential, just kind of large swaths of residential and a lot of empty lots and that sort of thing. And you have what is it, 5 Points, I believe. You have 5 Points, and then kind of the gateway, I guess you would say, but that's more of like a community center, I guess. But I don't know.
Yeah, what plan do you have? Any plans, like partnership plans with the university? We know you're a student at the university, and I hear a lot of constituents and people in that area talking about they are afraid that the university might take over Alberta. I don't know how that is, but that's what they're saying, and they don't want to see the student housing get out of control. So, do you have any plans to partner with the university or to bring more infrastructure projects in that area? Because it's not just Alberta. Your District 5 is huge.
Yeah, it's bigger than that. Yeah, no, I just keep saying that because that's kind of like the population density point. But I don't, and I think the university, I mean, especially since I don't think it has the best track record with development that is not also gentrifying. And I'm a university student, but I don't take that and I don't say like, oh, we need to be, this is a campaign of the university. Like, no, just I would think of it as like my occupation. Like if I was an engineer or something, you wouldn't be like, oh, he's gonna bring Ford or whatever. He's gonna want to work with Ford and use that to develop. It's really incidental, I guess. Now I would, as far as different stuff, I would employ. What is your plan? Oh, I'm sorry. What is your plan to help the citizen of the Crescent East Apartment receive faster help when violence happens? Ambulance workers have to wait at the Lucky Dollar for the police to arrive. What is your plan to combat crime in this area? Remind me let me look up the Crescent East Apartments.
Crescent East is if you're going out Alberta, University Boulevard, you get ready to turn by, you pass the Moonwink and it's the left, the next light right there, you turn left and go out towards Crescent Ridge Road.
Yeah.
I don't even know if that's in your district or not.
I think it might. Some parts of it, I believe, might be might be. But I mean, like I said, as far as like addressing the crime, like I said, improving the infrastructure, and then I even agree with what Mrs. Waldon was saying earlier about, one of the main ways you can prevent crime is by giving people stuff to do. So more community centers. I know that there's the Boys and Girls Club by the Gateway, and I heard from one constituent that they were having some kind of backup where they, whatever their programs were full. So maybe if we could expand upon that and that sort of thing, and programs like that. Now there was a pretty unfortunate, story that happened over by the tennis center. In that area, years ago, there was a basketball court, and it was free to use, and it was used by the kids. And to my understanding, the police, it had it encouraged to be shut down and removed because, I guess there was some kind of crime happening there. I don't know if it was drugs or, fights or something like that. But, I mean, that just saddens my heart. It's like, I don't think we should be doing that. And then to replace, the prominent sports thing with a tennis center, I think that's kind of symbolic of like the type of, the way that development has previously gone in, the Alberta area and in the rest of District 5. And, I think, again, that needs to be reversed and trajectory. So, yeah, I mean, as far as the specific thing with the ambulance, I don't know enough about that, as far as how many ambulances there are and what specifically is going on at Crescent East in regards to the ambulances. I guess I need to do more research onto that, but, I'm open to ways we can make it more efficient, and, safety is the biggest priority in life. So, making sure we have enough ambulances and the infrastructure to make sure the ambulances can get there where they need to be is of the utmost priority.
Yeah, I don't. that area has been underdeveloped, for the lack of any better word that I can say on the air. It's been underdeveloped for years, and we know when you underdevelop an area, you have a crime element that stays there and infests that area. And something needs to be done. I think our leaders need to start thinking outside the box when it comes to city, county partnerships, relationships to make the area a livable area again, where our residents don't have to live in fear of crime happening or shootings or different things like that. And I think we can do that better in that district, in the county, in the city as a whole, when it comes to relationships or making livable areas, in areas where people really can call their forever home, a home, and can be safe and feel safe in that home. Sam, with the last few minutes, man, tell us, like I said, you got a starch advocate that's been in office a long time in District 5, and he's well known and well popular. But you have the platform right now to tell everybody that's watching now live and the ones that's going to watch in the future, why Sam Badger?
Well, I mean, I think the main thing is, think of when you go to vote on March 2nd, who came to your door? Who reached out to you and came up personally, not with representatives, personally came to you and asked, what can we do to improve your neighborhood together? And I think, I'm going to be that candidate. If the current trends hold up, that's going to be me. And I understand I have not been in the community as long as some, but I'm my daily routine is literally like I go to class, I go door knocking, I go to class, I go door knocking, I go to class, I go door knocking till the sun goes down. I'm putting my 100% into this. I am trying to not only win this election, but basically we're trying to organize the community and make sure that we are getting our needs met, as a community. Have I been to Arcadia? I haven't been to Arcadia yet. The most recent one that I've been doing, I got to, over by the Texaco. I got in that area, and on University. I'm going to cross South University in the next couple days. I've got pretty much everything to the north of that. But yeah, I hope to, meet folks in Arcadia and that sort of thing. And I hope to get as much of the district as possible. Like I said, I've knocked on thousands of doors, or not thousands, hundreds, maybe 8,000. But yes, I guess that's my pitch. And, I hope everyone, whether you vote for me or not, I hope that we become, I guess, more interrogative of our government. I think the current, paradigm in municipal government, not just in Tuscaloosa, but around the country, is like, it's almost like they are administrators. They are there to administer the status quo and kind of sign off on things and, do a little bit of expansion here and a little bit of expansion there. My philosophy is that we need to use the powers of the government to make our lives better. Simple as that. And I'm open to innovative ideas. I'm open to ideas that have never been tried before. I'm open to tried and true ideas. But we need to make sure that our city is working for every single person, whether you make $0 or 200,000 annually. And I don't think that's currently how it's going in District 5. I don't think that's how it's currently going in, the city as a whole. And again, if you see a candidate and they're coming up there and they're not talking about gentrification, I don't, you know what I'm saying? Like this is an obvious and an existential problem. And I don't care how long you've been in the city council or really even lived in Alberta or, whatever. If you don't see the threat caused by that, I don't know what to tell you. But yeah.
Sam, man, we appreciate you coming on. We appreciate you being part of the kitchen table, man. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep fighting out there. Keep knocking on those doors and let everybody know who Sam Badger. I'm killing your name, Badger.
Badger. You got it.
Okay, Badger. Let everybody know who you are, man, and keep in contact with us. Let us know if we can do anything to help you by coming back on the platform again. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, this is Mr. Sam Badger for District 5 candidate. And Sam, I encourage you to contact the constituents that's watching, the ones that ask the questions. I encourage you to contact them and continue to engage with them so you can kind of know what's going on. Because regardless of what happens in this election coming up, we still need you out on the forefront of doing what you're doing, knocking on doors and making the Alberta community a great community.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you so much for having me on. I really appreciate the invite.
You so much.
Yeah, I had a fun time. I'll reach out to the commenters.
All right. Thanks, man.
Yeah. Bye-bye.
Guys, we have heard from two awesome candidates. Mr. Sam Badge, District 5 candidate in the Alberta area, Alberta University Mall, Snow Hinton, all that area. And we heard from Ms. Katherine Waldon, District 1 City Council candidate. That's West Tuscaloosa and down in the Odell area, all that area. So, and I think it's in some of the historical district downtown. So, guys, you got the information. You heard from them firsthand. Make your wise, educated choice. I encourage everybody that's watching, engage. If you live in District 5 or District 1, engage with these two candidates. You see them, you got the information, hit them up on Facebook, Ms. Waldon and Mr. Badger, engage them and talk with them and see how what they can do for your community so you can make informed decision. Couple things before we get off here, guys. Listen, our platform has been running for a couple of years, man. We appreciate all the love and support you guys have given us thus far. And we love what we do. We absolutely love what we do. We love putting information out there, keeping you informed. But it costs a little piece of change every now and then to put all this together with the cameras and the computers and the microphones and the lights and the banners and all that stuff. So we need your support. So if you got Cash App, you can hit this Cash App. You see it right down in the comments, right in the lower third. It's just Rod Singer TV. Cash App, no gift is too small, no gift is too large. We appreciate anything you get and keep us continue going so we can continue to upgrade and do more things to keep you informed of what's going on in Tuscaloosa and West Alabama. So thank you all for supporting this show. Another thing, guys, continue to support our sponsor, Miss Michelle Coley. Please go by. I'm not begging you, but I'm asking you, go by and talk with Michelle when it comes to all your insurance needs, whether it's home, whether it's car insurance, whether it's life insurance, business insurance, what have you. I guarantee you she can make it fit for you and make it work in your budget and satisfy all your insurance needs. Because we know at a time that we need to make sure our business is taken care of. We don't need to leave debt behind because death is inevitable. So we don't need to leave debt behind. So go take care of your business when it comes to your life insurance. Go get you some car insurance. Because since hitting all these cars and you can't pay for them, somebody hit my wife's truck and they ain't got no insurance. Somebody hit my car, they ain't had no insurance. Somebody hit my son's car and totaled it out. He hadn't had it a week, a month, hadn't even paid the first note on it, and hit him and totaled his car out. Go get you some life insurance. Car insurance. Please go get you some car insurance. Keep me from suing you and keep other folk from suing you and keeping your butt out of court. So go get you some car insurance, go get you some life insurance, some business insurance, liability, all that kind of stuff. Go by and see Michelle Cole at Allstate Agency, right there on Hargrove Road, right down from McFarland Boulevard on Hargrove Road. Please go by and see she right there on the left. If I had an address, and if you don't want to go by there, COVID got you scared, just give a call, 205-561-1973. Go check out. Please. And with that being said, guys, thank you so much for watching Kitchen Table Conversation. Our time is well spent. Tune in next week. Be February the 8th. We got Mr. Eric Gaines. He's a District 6 City Council candidate, Mr. Eric Gaines, and Mr. Boris Hurst, District 2 candidate. These are some young brothers that's out here getting it and gonna get it for your district. Well, that sound like an endorsement. That's not an endorsement. They out here getting it. So watch next week, Mr. Eric Gaines, District 6 candidate, and Mr. Boris Hurst, District 2 candidate. Thank you all for watching. Hey, if you got any comments, questions, anything, leave them in the comment section. We're gonna be watching we're still gonna be checking the comments and stuff. Kind of question, engage with the candidates, the ones that have been on so far. Mr. Eric Wilson, Mr. Erica Grant, Kendra Williams, Norman Young, Sam Badge, and Katherine Waldon. And we got a long list. We even got folks from Birmingham want to be on the show. And I'm like, okay, we can fit you in somewhere. So, guys, thank you for supporting this show. Thank you for supporting this platform. Remember, if you want to donate, if you want to just see this platform continue to grow and continue to do great things, just hit the Cash App right there. And if you ain't got Cash App, you want to hit me up, hey, just let me know. I come get it. So thank y'all so much, guys. We appreciate y'all. We'll see y'all next week. Remember, Eric Gaines, District 6, Miss Boris Hurst, District 2. Next week, Kids Table Conversation. Peace out.